I'm Rick Veer, sound designer and author of the Sound Effects Bible, and this is RØDE University. Welcome to the second semester wrap-up for RØDE University. Today I'd like to leave you with 10 tips and tricks that I've picked up over the years. Number 1, be prepared. Whether it's wearing the proper clothes or having snacks available for long shoots, you should always be thinking of the what-ifs. Being prepared is far more than having the gear you need. It's the gear that you didn't think of having that will always come back to haunt you on location. For example, I have a crash kit that I bring with me on every shoot that is chock full of adapters, connectors, blimp rings, and other useful gadgets like rubber bands and twist ties. This has not only helped me on the set, but has also helped other crew members in a pinch. What's nice about this is that if you help out a shooter by being prepared, they're more likely to make you their first call for the next gig. Number 2, know your gear. Before you take a new piece of gear out in the field, you should take the time to familiarize yourself with all of its features. It's also a good idea to bring the manuals with you in case you need to troubleshoot a problem. Number 3, check your gear. Just because a piece of equipment worked well on the last shoot doesn't mean it's in working order for the next. Be sure to turn on all of your gear and check signal flow with the cables you plan on using. Problems that are beyond your control are bound to happen on set, but showing up with equipment that doesn't work because you didn't test it before you arrived is not acceptable. Number 4, always check your levels. Whenever possible, you should check your levels before you record or begin a shot. But don't fall into the trap of thinking that your levels won't need to be adjusted once shooting begins. Make sure you keep your eyes on your levels as often as possible. If you're running both a mixer and a boom pole, you'll need to keep your eyes on the frame line, but still find time to glance at your levels. And remember, there's levels on the camera that you also need to be aware of. Number 5, always wear headphones. It never ceases to amaze me when I see a professional sound mixer who sets their levels but doesn't monitor them by wearing headphones. This is the equivalent to a shooter not looking through the viewfinder of his camera while shooting. Listen with your ears and not with your eyes. Number 6, bring more than you need. It only took 1 or 2 shoots that went sour for me to learn this lesson. If I'm told that I'm only going to need 1 lav because there's only 1 subject, I'll bring at least 2. Oftentimes, I'll bring as many as 4. And sure enough, I've been on shoots where I end up using all 4 lavs. This rule applies to the number and length of cables, available mixer channels, and even mics and batteries. I've been on ENG shoots that were only supposed to be a half day, but end up being a 24-hour campout that required more batteries than I anticipated. Remember, it's better to have gear in the truck that never gets used than to need gear that's not on the truck. Number 7, treat unwanted sounds. If you can hear an annoying background sound in your headphones, you can be sure that it will become a blaring issue to the editor later on. Whenever possible, treat unwanted background noise. This would include air conditioning units, noisy cameras, and refrigerators. For noisy cameras, you can place a sound blanket or even a coat over top of the camera to reduce the noise. For refrigerators that get shut off, a good trick is to leave your keys inside the refrigerator so that you don't forget to turn it back on before you leave. Number 8, check playback. Having signal flow to the camera or recorder doesn't always mean the audio is being recorded properly or even at all. When setting up the camera, you should record bars in tone and then play them back to ensure that the signal is being recorded properly. Number 9, be alert. Be aware of your surroundings at all times. This can make you the hero on the set. It can prevent the shooter from knocking something over or even worse, missing a potential shot. Pay close attention to location selections that are being made by the producer or director and offer any useful input that will affect the sound recording. There's nothing worse than setting up on location and then discovering that the location doesn't work for sound. Sometimes this might be out of your control, but other times your input will be noted and appreciated. Number 10, check the set before you wrap. I like to call this the idiot check. And no, I'm not looking to see if I left any crew members behind. I'm looking to see if I left any equipment behind. Check your cases and bags to see if you have all of your gear and do a sweep of the area around your vehicle in case something might have fallen out. It's also a good idea to label your gear with either your name or simply sound department to avoid any confusion with other crew members that might own similar gear. I'm confident that if you follow these tips and tricks, you'll have a lot more fun and a lot more success. I'm Rick Veers, and thanks for watching RØDE University. Now make some noise.